Here we are, this holiday of Sukkot. It's a time of visitors, of people we don't necessarily know, people we may not recognize, strangers in fact, but it's this time of a special kind of welcoming and a special kind of greeting, special kind of opening our homes, opening our arms to care for people that we don't even know. That's a major theme that comes with Sukkot, this idea of achnasat orachim, the welcoming of guests, taking people in this sense. We get it all year. We get it all through Jewish history. If any of you were with me for Yom Kippur, I spoke about Eliyahu Hanavi, Elijah the prophet, who is this one who comes and visits us if we're paying attention, if we're aware. Eliyahu who visits us in these serendipitous coincidences. Eliyahu is the one who comes when you don't have the $2 to supplement your parking validation, to, the stranger who just steps and says, "Here, I got this for you." It's the one who helps you out. But Sukkot is an especially heightened time of that. Sukkot is a time when we shouldn't just be receptive to the one who is Eliyahu Hanavi, the one who may visit us in mysterious circumstances to help us in our lives. We should be the one reaching out for other people. We should be the ones who are welcoming others into our communities, into our homes. We should be the ones that Porei Sukkot Shalom Aleinu, the ones that spread over others a sukkah of peace. It's for us to do. The rabbis teach that there are all kinds of mystical guests that come on Sukkot, that every night of the week of Sukkot, the rabbis teach that you get one of these famous characters through Jewish history. You get Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You get Moses and Aaron. And you get Joseph and David. Those are the 7. I had to figure it out for a second. And there's a feminist reading of it, too, that Amy was sharing with me the other day, of 7 women who come and visit you. And it's not that the actual Abraham comes and walks into your sukkah and, in the robes with the shepherd's cane and all of that stuff. It's the stranger who comes, who might actually be Avraham Avinu in disguise, the stranger who might be Sarah, our mother, in disguise. And we're supposed to be out there welcoming them. It's our job during the 7 days to be welcoming people, to be taking care of people, to be taking care of total strangers, in fact. This is our work during this time. Cantor Frankel shared a piece from this week with me and with us. We're going to send out an email recognizing one in our community who saw it as his duty, as his holy work to take care of strangers, complete and total strangers. This happened earlier in the week where one of our native sons of KI, Alex Zorensky, was at this Route 91 festival in Las Vegas, this music festival. I'm going to read what he sent to Cantor Frankel. He said, "The truth is I don't really know where to begin, where to start. One of my favorite things on this planet is seeing live music, especially with my country music family and friends. Anyone that's ever been to a concert with me knows we dance, we drink, we laugh, and we make new friends all along the way. That night, I did things I never thought I would have to do at a concert or in my life. I carried, I caught, helped, ran, navigated, loaded, and unloaded people at the venue and at Sunrise Hospital. I worked hand in hand with people I had never met, and I never knew their names. They were police, they were paramedics, they were firefighters, military, concert staff, men and women. All of us had the same instinct. These people need help. Some of these humans were just like me, not necessarily trained or experienced in these situations. I now struggle not knowing if the guy and the girl that we drove to Sunrise Hospital or the countless people that we carried out on sections of metal fencing, if they made it. Here is one, Alex Zorensky, a son of K.I., who answered to that call. This is one who innately understands being called to reach out, to care for the complete stranger. What he did there in the midst of gunfire, this mass casualty, horrendous tragedy, among the worst we have seen in American history, he saw his role as actually very simple, but it was to care for the stranger. It's incredibly complex, and I am struck by the heroism of this young man who grew up here with us at KI, following what was in many ways a very simple imperative. That imperative that we say and we repeat and we hammer home every single year, to care for the strangers, care for people you don't even know. And here was a guy who was going to risk his life to do it in the midst of the chaos and the shooting, the violence. He just innately knew that he needed to care for the stranger. Mirza Hashem, God willing, we won't, those of us in this room, we won't be faced with a situation of that magnitude, where we have to face that kind of violence, that kind of horror, to help the stranger. But the reason we keep repeating it year after year, month after month, Torah reading after Torah reading, is that it doesn't go away. It's just as real today in the brokenness and the horror of our world as it ever was for the rabbis of Sukkot, who talked about that we need to be there for the stranger no matter what. This is a week when we're called to be there for the stranger, but it's more than just this week. It really is what we are called to do. There's a reason that the Torah says 36 times, and some rabbis say 46 times, that we have to care for the stranger. We cannot oppress the stranger, for we were strangers in Egypt. We have to take care of one another. We are an American people of a great many backgrounds, a great many religious traditions, a great many ideologies and political affiliations and understandings, and we have got to care for the stranger in this moment. That's got to override any other piece that we have, any other political conviction or ideological piece, that we have got to care for one another in this space and in this time. And that can mean a great many things too. That could mean giving. It could be something as pedestrian, something as seemingly low-key as contributing to the local food bank, helping the homeless in our community. It might be being called to the kind of heroism that Alex Zorensky was called to, and standing tall to that imperative to care for the stranger in the midst of that violence. It could take a lot of forms. It could mean reaching out to our elected officials, asking them to enact politics that reflect our values. It could take a lot of different forms, what it means to care for the stranger. But in this week of abject brokenness, this really is the call right now. It's all the more poetic that it's Sukkot, it's this time of Achnasat or Achim, of welcoming those who are on the outside, but really that is the call of this moment, to care for those who are in need, to care for the strangers amongst us. I want to hold Alex's example as one who really did go above and beyond just finding and reaching their own personal safety in the midst of profound catastrophe, but someone who is a living, breathing example of what it means to care for the stranger. As it says in the Talmud, the one who saves a life, it is as if that person has saved an entire world. Kol hakavod to Alex for saving those lives and those worlds. Kol hakavod to all of those first responders and all of those who put their lives on the line to save those who are in need. And let us step forward in their example to care for those who are in need, to care for the stranger this week and for the weeks going forward, this new year, 5778. And with that, I'll say Shabbat Shalom, Moedim L'Simcha.